Imagine paying an agency like $1,500 just to design a basic logo and a color palette for your business.
Right. Which, I mean, fair enough. Good design costs money.
Exactly, it
Yeah.
does. But then imagine scrolling down their pricing page and seeing that to build an entire custom high-performance website, they only charge $199.
Wow.
Yeah. And that $199 includes the branding plus a whole year of premium hosting that, normally costs $250 on its own.
Which means the math makes absolutely no sense.
None at all. That is, until you realize you aren't just buying a website, you are stepping into a highly sophisticated digital trap.
It's a fascinating inversion of how we normally think about paying for services, really. We're so conditioned to expect the big, heavy piece of infrastructure,
Like a website.
right, like the website, to be the most expensive line item. So when a digital agency flips that script, it usually means they are playing a much longer, much more strategic game.
Which is exactly what we are decoding today. We are taking a comprehensive top-to-bottom walkthrough of a digital agency's website. They're called VinHub Labs. And our mission for this deep dive is to tear down their blueprint.
Unpack the whole thing.
Exactly.
Hmm.
We're going to look at what they offer, how they position their pricing, and what their underlying structure actually reveals about how modern digital business growth functions for you.
Because the very first thing you see when you land on their site is not a pitch to build you a web page.
Right. It's this massive, bold hook that just says, engineering digital excellence.
Yeah, and they follow that up immediately by stating, we don't just build websites, we engineer digital ecosystems.
Ecosystems.
Right. That specific choice of words, ecosystem over website, is basically the key to unlocking their entire business model. Because for years, the standard approach was just highly transactional.
You pay a developer, they build a site, they hand it over.
Exactly. They hand over the digital equivalent of a static printed brochure, and the transaction just ends.
Mm.
But a brochure doesn't actively hunt for customers.
No, it just sits there.
It doesn't analyze user behavior, and it certainly doesn't nurture a lead over 6 months.
Okay, let's unpack this. Because if we really want to understand what a digital ecosystem looks like in the wild, we have to look at the sheer scale of the services VinHub Labs is offering on this site.
It's a lot.
It is a massive list.
Yeah.
So they list web design and development, obviously, but then they immediately branch out into SEO and local SEO, technical audits, optimizing Google business profiles.
Right.
Then comes content creation, analytics, paid advertising for Google, and social media. They also list email marketing, marketing automation with CRM integration, and even one-on-one consulting for growth strategy.
What's fascinating here is the sheer breadth of it. I mean, they are essentially offering to become your entire marketing and IT department.
Yeah.
And they're doing this to solve one of the most crippling pain points for a growing business today, which is vendor fatigue.
Oh, man. The absolute nightmare of trying to get a web developer, an SEO freelancer, and a copywriter onto a single Zoom call to figure out why your sales are down.
It paralyzes small businesses. Just imagine you hire one agency for your website, a completely different freelancer for your SEO, another company entirely to run your Google ads, and then you just buy some off-the-shelf CRM software.
A recipe for disaster.
Total disaster. 6 months later, your Google ads aren't converting. You call your ad manager, and they blame the website's landing page for loading too slowly.
Right.
So then you call the web developer, and they blame the copywriter for having poor messaging.
And the copywriter blames the SEO strategy for bringing in the wrong demographic.
Exactly. And you, as the business owner, are suddenly stuck acting as a mediator between all these disjointed vendors who, frankly, have no financial incentive to cooperate with each other.
It's the difference between buying a single vending machine and building the whole mall around it.
I like that analogy.
Right.
Yep.
Like the website is just the vending machine. The SEO strategy is the foot traffic. The CRM is the security camera tracking who buys what, and the email automation is the salesperson following up. If you buy all those pieces from different architects, none of the doors are going to line up. VinHub wants to be the single source of truth.
They are centralizing accountability. If the ecosystem is contained within their agency, the CRM integration is natively designed to speak directly to the lead nurturing emails.
Which are driven by the SEO keywords.
Exactly. It's a closed-loop system. The data from one service informs the execution of the next.
But here is the catch with building an entire mall, right? It sounds incredibly expensive.
Very.
And that brings us to how a client actually gets their foot in the door with VinHub. Because I started looking at their project-based engagements, like the
Mhm.
one-off services. And this is where I hit that wall of absolute confusion regarding their pricing model that I mentioned earlier.
Oh yeah, the numbers on their site are deliberately provocative.
Let's lay them out. They have a branding and identity package. It takes 2 to 4 weeks, delivers a full style guide, primary and secondary logos, color palette, typography.
Okay.
That starts at $1,500.
Which, for professional, foundational branding is a completely standard market rate.
Totally normal. Then they have a premium hosting service, an annual upfront cost of $250. This gives you secure hosting, weekly backups, and an SSL certificate, which, for those who might not know, is just that little padlock icon in your browser that encrypts data so hackers can't steal credit card info.
Also standard. Both of those are standard standalone commodities in the digital space.
Right. But then we get to the actual website development package. It promises high-end UI and UX, meaning the user interface looks gorgeous and the experience is actually intuitive.
Right.
Fast load times, mobile responsiveness, custom layouts, and it boldly claims it includes branding and 1 year of that premium hosting.
Yes.
The price, $199? I mean, are they just outsourcing this to the cheapest overseas labor they can find to keep the lights on?
You know, you might assume that at first glance, but the promised quality metrics like high-end UX and custom web apps suggest otherwise. What you're actually looking at is a classic, highly aggressive loss leader strategy.
Uh-huh.
Think about how shaving companies sell you the razor handle for like $3, knowing they'll make hundreds of dollars selling you the replacement blades over the next decade.
Or how printer companies practically give away the hardware because you're going to be buying their proprietary ink cartridges until the end of time.
Exactly that mechanism. VinHub Labs understands the psychology of a small business owner. The single biggest barrier to entry for a company looking to hire a digital agency is the terrifying initial capital expenditure.
Oh, absolutely.
Getting a quote for $8,000 to $10,000 to build a new website is enough to make a small business owner just walk away from the table entirely.
It's a massive financial risk, especially if you've been burned by a bad developer in the past, which happened all the time.
So by offering a high-quality website, complete with basic branding and hosting, for just $199, VinHub completely eliminates that friction. They make the decision a psychological no-brainer.
It's because it's so cheap.
Right. They're fully prepared to lose money, or at best, just break even on their labor hours on that initial transaction, because they don't actually want to sell you a website.
They want to use the website to capture you.
Yes. Pull you into their proprietary environment and set the stage for their actual business model.
Which is the recurring revenue. Because a $199 sports card doesn't do you any good if you don't have the gas to run it or the mechanic to keep the engine from blowing up.
Exactly.
This naturally transitions us to the core of VinHub's website, which is their monthly subscription retainers. Once they build this digital storefront, they offer a ladder of subscriptions to keep it alive.
This is the real shift. It's moving from a product-based transaction to a service-based partnership.
Let's walk up this ladder. Tier 1 is called the Foundation, priced at $99 a month. The pitch here is total peace of mind. They handle the premium web hosting, weekly updates, 247 security monitoring, and basic technical support, which they define as 1 to 2 hours of minor fixes per month, plus a performance report.
So that tier is essentially a digital insurance policy.
Yeah.
The reality of the modern web is that plugins break, servers go down, and vulnerabilities emerge constantly. For $100 a month, the business owner is just outsourcing their anxiety. They never have to worry about waking up to find their site crashed on a Tuesday morning.
It's playing defense. But if you want to play offense, you step up to Tier 2, which is the growth engine. This jumps to $319.99 a month.
Okay.
This is explicitly for businesses looking to generate leads. You get the Tier 1 baseline, but now they add basic SEO and content marketing, CRM setup and configuration, and priority tech support, up to 5 hours of developer time. And there's a very specific feature mentioned here.
What's that?
WhatsApp integration and automation.
Well, the leap from 99 to 319 represents a fundamental shift in the relationship. At Tier 1, they're just the janitor keeping the building clean.
Right.
At Tier 2, they become the marketing assistant. They are actively connecting the website to the CRM, which means they're transforming the site from a passive brochure into an active lead capture machine. They take the data of who visits the site and organize it so the business can actually sell to them.
And if you want to automate those sales completely, you reach the top of the ladder, Tier 3, the digital partner.
The big one.
The big one. This is $699.99 a month, Aimed at e-commerce brands or tech startups, you get everything below, plus full WhatsApp commerce management, continuous A/B testing.
Which is essentially serving two slightly different versions of your web page to see which one makes customers click buy faster.
Exactly. You also get custom web app maintenance, a dedicated account manager, and unlimited technical support within their SLA.
And we should probably clarify what an SLA or service level agreement actually means in this context.
Yeah, what does that practically mean for a business?
It's the contractual promise of response times. It dictates whether a critical site crash on Black Friday gets fixed in 1 hour or 24 hours. Having unlimited support under a strict SLA at this tier is just a massive safety net.
So if Tier 1 is your security guard and Tier 2 is your marketing assistant, Tier 3 is basically legally adopting an entire tech team.
If you look at the exact copy VinHub uses for Tier 3, they literally call it your outsourced Chief Technology Officer.
Wow.
That framing is brilliant from an economic standpoint. A mid-market company that wants to scale desperately needs high-level technological strategy. They need someone to oversee the data flow, run those A/B tests, and manage server scaling. But hiring an in-house CTO will cost well over $150,000 a year.
Plus benefits, equity, and you still have to hire the actual entry-level developers to execute the CTO's vision.
Exactly. VinHub looks at that business and says, for $700 a month, which comes out to less than $8,500 a year, you get the strategic oversight of a CTO, the execution of a development team, and unlimited technical support.
That's wild.
They're taking a massive, unpredictable payroll expense and converting it into a fixed, highly affordable operational cost.
Okay, hold on, though. I have to push back here.
Sure.
Because while this sounds like an absolute dream for a stressed-out business owner, doesn't this create a terrifying level of vendor lock-in?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, if VinHub holds the keys to my custom web app, my CRM configuration, my SEO data, and my automated lead pipelines, they essentially own my business infrastructure.
Yep.
If they raise their prices or if I decide I want to move to a different agency, I'm completely paralyzed. I'd have to tear down the whole mall and start from scratch.
You've hit on the exact double-edged sword of the digital ecosystem model. It is a marriage, for better or worse. When you centralize your infrastructure to eliminate vendor fatigue, you are trading flexibility for convenience. VinHub's entire strategy relies on making themselves so structurally indispensable to your daily operations that the friction of leaving them is vastly higher than the friction of paying that $700 monthly invoice.
Wow.
It's exactly why they can afford to give away the website for $199. Once you are in the ecosystem, leaving means unplugging your own life support.
It is a brilliant, if slightly intimidating strategy. Now, as I was analyzing these higher retainer tiers, something highly specific jumped out at me. We briefly touched on it just a minute ago.
A WhatsApp feature.
Yes. To justify this growth engine status, they repeatedly highlight one specific platform. In Tier 2, it's WhatsApp integration and automation. In Tier 3, it escalates to full WhatsApp commerce and click-to-chat ads management.
Right.
Out of all the platforms in the world, they don't mention a TikTok strategy, they don't highlight Instagram Reels. Why is WhatsApp getting top billing right next to crucial infrastructure like the CRM?
Well, if we look at global digital behavior, WhatsApp has quietly undergone a massive evolution that a lot of North American businesses are really just starting to wake up to. We often still think of it as a simple messaging app to text family members overseas.
Yeah, that's what I use it for.
But globally, WhatsApp has morphed into a colossal commerce and customer service engine.
So it's moved from personal group chats into actual retail transactions.
Entirely. Highlighting WhatsApp commerce proves that VinHub is deeply attuned to the concept of frictionless communication. And to understand why this is so valuable, we really have to look at how a traditional web marketing funnel works and how badly it leaks.
Okay, let's walk through that, a traditional funnel.
Right. Let's say a customer sees your ad on Facebook, they click the ad, then they have to wait for your modal site to load.
Which takes forever.
Then they have to click accept on a cookie banner.
Yes.
They have to close a pop-up asking for their email. They finally navigate to the product page, add the item to their cart, and hit checkout.
And then the fun really begins.
Then, the website forces them to create an account, verify their email, type in their shipping address on a tiny mobile keyboard, and finally enter their credit card. There are a dozen points of friction in that journey, and at every single step, a percentage of your customers will get frustrated and just close the tab.
I am literally one of those customers. The second a website tells me my password needs a special character just to buy a pair of socks, I abandon the cart. The drop-off rates on mobile must be staggering.
Oh, they are. But now compare that to the mechanics of a click-to-chat ad. A customer sees that same ad on Facebook or Instagram. They click it, and instead of routing them to a clunky mobile browser, it instantly opens a WhatsApp chat directly with the business.
Inside an app they already have open and use 100 times a day.
Precisely. And because VinHub has engineered the ecosystem, the business doesn't even need a human sitting there typing replies.
Oh, really?
An automated bot instantly greets the customer inside WhatsApp. It can showcase a native product catalog right there in the chat interface. The customer selects the socks, and because payment integrations are increasingly native to these platforms, they can process the payment without ever leaving the chat window.
So the website, the thing that caused all that friction in the first place, is entirely bypassed for the actual transaction.
Completely bypassed. You eliminate the loading screens, the account creation, and the clunky checkout forms. It is direct-to-consumer communication in its purest, most frictionless form. By prioritizing WhatsApp integration in their top retainers, VinHub is telling their clients, we aren't just trying to drive passive traffic to a brochure. We are building a conversational pipeline that reaches directly into your customer's pocket.
That perfectly ties everything we've discussed back together. The website isn't the final destination at all, it's just the hub. The SEO is the magnet, the CRM is the brain, and the WhatsApp automation is the actual arm reaching out to shake the customer's hand.
It's proactive infrastructure as opposed to reactive design.
This walkthrough has been incredibly revealing. I mean, we started by looking at a web page making bold claims like architects of digital growth. And instead of finding, marketing fluff, we uncovered the blueprint of a highly sophisticated business engine. We decoded the paradox of the $199 custom website, realizing it's a calculated loss leader designed to remove the massive upfront capital barrier that just paralyzes small business owners.
A very clever trap designed to pull them into a unified ecosystem.
Exactly. A trap that solves their worst nightmare, vendor fatigue. And once they're inside, they're walked up a ladder of monthly retainers, transitioning from basic digital insurance at $99 a month all the way to a 700-month subscription where the agency effectively becomes their outsourced chief technology officer.
Leveraging cutting-edge friction killers like WhatsApp Commerce, they have essentially commoditized the entire IT, marketing, and web development department into a single tiered subscription service.
Which brings this analysis right back to you listening to this right now. Whether you are running a local bakery, managing a scaling tech startup, or even just building your own personal brand online, a walkthrough like this really forces you to evaluate your own digital presence. Are you just buying isolated digital products like a domain name here, an ad campaign there, a standalone website over there, and just hoping they somehow work together? Or are you actively engineering a digital ecosystem where every single piece of data communicates and drives toward a unified goal?
It is a critical paradigm shift for anyone operating online today. And looking at models like VinHub Labs leaves us with a fascinating and honestly somewhat provocative question for the future.
What's that?
If agile digital agencies can now successfully package complex CRM integrations, automated sales funnels, and unlimited technical support into a streamlined $700 monthly subscription, are we rapidly approaching a reality where the traditional in-house IT and marketing department becomes completely obsolete for small and medium-sized businesses?
That is a massive question. I mean, why would you ever hire the bricklayer, the plumber, and the electrician separately when the architect is offering to build the whole factory, run the machines, and sweep the floors for a fraction of the payroll? We'll leave you to chew on that.